All right, guys, welcome to this video, and here's what we're going to do. This is the exact same problem that we just did by finding the common denominator using the LCM, which is the way that I want you to do it. But there is another way, and let me show it to you. It's good that you know how it works in case you ever come across somebody who wants you to use this method, but you'll quickly see why here in a second. I prefer the other way. So the sort of another way of doing this problem is instead of finding the LCM, right? We won't even bother finding the LCM. We will just simply find our common denominator by multiplying each fraction, each rational expression, first one, right? We'll multiply each rational expression by the other denominator, right? So I'm going to take this first rational expression and I'll multiply top and bottom by the denominator of the second rational expression. And then vice versa. I'll take the second rational expression and I'll multiply top and bottom by the denominator of the first guy. Let me show you what it looks like. You will have 7x over 15y squared times 18xy over 18xy plus y over 18xy multiplied by 15y squared over 15y squared. Now at this point, probably a lot of you are thinking, geez, Lou, why would I spend all the time trying to find an LCM if all I have to do is multiply the first guy by the denominator of the second one and multiply the second guy by the denominator of the first guy? Well, you'll see why here in just a second. Here's what's going to happen. Let's multiply these guys together. 7 times 18 is going to be 126 x squared y all over. 15 times 18 is 270 xy cubed. Okay. Y times 15y squared is going to be a 15y cubed. And, no surprise, 18xy times 15, well, we just did it over here. It's going to be exactly the same thing, 270 xy cubed. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, geez, what the heck is going on? This isn't the same common denominator we got when we did it the first way. Stick with me. Stick with me. I now have my common denominator, so I will add these fractions by adding the numerators. Careful, they are not like terms. Not like terms. And then writing my common denominator. So my common denominator is 270 xy cubed. That's under 126 x squared y plus 15y cubed. All right, you get to here and you go, well, geez, Mr. Lawrence, that was way easier. A couple of things. First of all, this doesn't match the answer we got on the previous page, which is an issue because if you're going to do algebra, a couple of different methods, you should always arrive at the same answer. That way you know the methods both work, and I didn't get the same answer I got on the previous page. And the other issue is this. I did not find an LCM, the least common multiple, to be my denominator, which means you probably have a GCF. This is not simplified. That's the reason this doesn't match the answer I got when I did it the first method. It's because you're now going to have to simplify this, which could be quite a bit of a headache. So here you go. Good luck. 126x squared y plus 15y cubed. How do I factor that? You're going to have to factor it because I got to get the same answer I got the previous one. Well, maybe it takes, I don't know how long it would take you to stare at this thing and figure it out. But anyway, 126 and 15, turns out you can pull a 3 and a y out of all of those. So I pull out a 3y. When I pull out a 3y, that's going to leave me with 42x squared plus 5y squared all over 270 xy cubed. All right, so I recognize these guys have a GCF. It's a little tricky, but you find it, you factor it out, and now, because I have multiplication here, I can cancel top and bottom. So here's what happens. The 3 cancels with the 270 and gives you a 90. The y turns that into a y squared. You wind up with 42x squared plus 5y squared all over 90xy squared. All right, this is the same answer we got doing it the first method, finding the LCM. The difference here is because I didn't find the LCM to be my common denominator, when I got my answer, it wasn't in simplified form. And you must simplify everything. It's got to be in lowest terms, which means that you're going to have to do factoring and canceling. We can avoid all of that by simply using the LCM. So again, if you're taking this class with me, go ahead, do the first method by making your common denominator the LCM, since I'm going to ask you to find LCMs anyway. If you've got to find it, you might as well use it. That way you don't have to worry about factoring. If you're taking this with somebody else, again, different teachers like different methods. This is not wrong. It's just not the way that I would do it. But that's what makes us unique. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. So, 2 methods. Again, if you're taking this class with me, we're going to use LCMs. I think it's just a faster, simpler way. And then you know, once you get that answer, it's in simplest form because you used an LCM. Head on over to the next page of the notes. We'll practice this a few more times. I'll meet you guys there.